What's up guys, it's Aaronitmar, and today I'm back with some more custom colors and costumes for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. It's been a while since I've done this, and I went through the comments and took a few of the sort of best ones that I saw and made costumes for them. We're really running out of ideas here, so if you feel like you have a color or something that I can make, please let me know down in the comments, because I really am I'm struggling to make some more of these. But let's not waste any more time. Let's start with Joker. So first I created a recolor which is based on the protagonist from Persona 3. Now unfortunately this doesn't make too many drastic changes when it comes to the character. Obviously the biggest one is that he has blue hair now rather than his typical black hair. Other stuff is quite minor. His eyes are a slightly different color, the buttons on his jacket, and of course you can see the pants. Now the pants, I took a bit of a creative liberty because with this school uniform outfit, it would be really difficult for me to take away the pattern that it has, the sort of plaid that's going on there. It just would not be very feasible without me just completely like rendering out the pants or something like that. So what I did is I turned them into a sort of bright green / turquoise-ish color, and basically what that was supposed to do was that was meant to emulate or represent the color of the protagonist from Persona 3's MP3 player, which he is seen carrying around a lot. So I figured if I can't make the pants entirely black in the same way that they are in the actual game, then this would be a fun way to sort of represent another part of his character design. And continuing the trend, I made a recolor of Joker's school uniform for the Persona 4 protagonist. Again, not a lot is changed here. Of course, the most drastic is his hair color. The uniforms for the protagonist for both Persona 3 and 4 aren't super vivid. They have very minor details to make them a little different, but they aren't super unique. So when it comes to making these recolors for Joker, there's just not a ton for me to change, but I did do my best to make very minor things be fun references. So for example, the monochrome pants, rather than being red like Joker's, I made them sort of black and white grayscale, and that is meant to be a reference to the Persona 4 protagonist's collar, where it has this sort of checkerboard black and white pattern going on, and so I thought, you know, that would be a decent way to actually reference that because I can't actually reference it on the collar for Joker. So those are the Persona 3 and 4 protagonists with colors. I can see why they didn't go this route because obviously not a ton would be changed, and you know, they probably were better off doing what they did, which was making them Mii Fighter costumes, but you know, just for experiment's sake, I made it, and I think they look pretty decent, although it would be difficult to distinguish between them if this were an actual Smash match. Next up, I made a recolor for Ike when he is promoted to a Vanguard in Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. Now, if you compare this to the original color, which is the default costume in this example, there's just not a ton different. I changed the color of his armor plates on his shoulder, his arm, and his legs, and the color of his pants, but aside from that, there's just not a ton different. They're just other, you know, sort of minor details, but there's just not a ton different between Vanguard Ike and this Radiant Dawn default costume in Smash. But I saw it as a comment. I thought it would be cool to see what it would look like, and I think it does look pretty decent. Definitely would be a cool color to have in Smash, although maybe they would have to make it stand out a bit more from the default appearance. And now let's talk about the latest DLC character, Min Min. Now, in my last video where I made alternate costumes, I predicted that Springman was going to be the fighter for Smash representing ARMS, and so I, of course, ended up being completely wrong because Min Min is the fighter. But in that video, I made a bunch of recolors for Springman based on different characters from ARMS, and so I thought that I would reverse the roles and make a Springman color for Min Min. Now, she does have something pretty close to this color already in Smash, but I kind of went one-to-one with Springman. You can see that she has, you know, a white shirt at the bottom, and she has the same color pants. I kind of wanted it to be a bit closer to Springman's actual layout. And honestly, I think this looks really cool. I do think it's kind of a shame that in Smash, the hair and the ramen noodle arm doesn't get changed, but I do see why they did that. The whole point is that she, you know, has ramen noodle arms, ramen noodle hair. She's based off of ramen. So it just makes sense that they didn't want to change that, although I do think we could have gotten some really cool colors if they did want to make them, you know, different colors other than the standard yellow. But I do see, like I said, why they didn't do that. But this is a hypothetical. Check out what it looks like. Let me know what you think. I think personally that it looks really cool. And now on to a fan favorite, which is Red Star Mario. Now this is an appearance that you take on, I'm pretty sure, exclusively in Super Mario Galaxy. I don't even think it's in the sequel, where when you pick up a red star, you will take on these colors and you can freely fly around whatever planet that you're currently on. This is something that is frequently put into the game via mods whenever it's possible. It's definitely a fan favorite, and it is kind of a shame that it has never been in Smash because I do really like this color scheme. And of course, Luigi has a matching color scheme because in Super Mario Galaxy, if you 100% the game, you get the ability to play through the game a second time as Luigi. And so this is Luigi's color scheme when he gets that red star. Obviously, it has nothing to do with being red because he is entirely green, but this is that appearance, and so if Mario's got his red star appearance, Luigi's gotta have his. Next, I quickly made 3 Toon Link recolors that are based on Triforce Heroes. Now really there's not a ton going on here. Honestly, all that happens is their hair color changes to match the colors that they're wearing, and their hat receives a yellow band. I could have done a little more to the sword, but I think the Master Sword is just too iconic. The Triforce Heroes don't wield that sword, but, you know, it's the Master Sword. You gotta have it. But yeah, nothing too crazy going on here. Obviously, Triforce Heroes is well known for the sheer number of costumes that are in that game, but for the defaults, I think that these are pretty cool. Of course, I don't expect them to ever be in the game because they are far too similar to the actual default appearances. Next is a fun one. I took the hero from Dragon Quest III and I designed him after Eric from Dragon Quest XI. And it was purely because they have similar hair. Eric is the first party member that the hero gets in Dragon Quest XI, and I think he's got a pretty decent design, so I thought that making the hero from Dragon Quest III match him would be cool. So his hair has of course been made the same blue. He's got a top that is the same color, pants are roughly the same color, and rather than having the sort of bandana around his waist, I turned the cape into a close enough color to make it look similar, and I think it looks pretty cool. And it also follows the trend of the heroes having recolors based on party members or other characters from, you know, other games. They sort of crossed over a bunch, so I think that, you know, based on the themes, it's pretty good. And lastly, I have a correction or an adjustment to one of the previous costumes I made, which is Ash Hat Pikachu. Before, I just took the red hat Pikachu and slapped the Ash logo on it. This time, I took sort of the design that has been in the games before, and, you know, I adjusted it for the Smash render. This is the best I could do. It honestly isn't great, but I made the hat over large and made Pikachu's ear sort of fold down. I did my best. I saw a bunch of people say that they wish that this was how it had looked in that video, so I did my best to try and fix it. But again, I am kind of limited with what I'm able to do with these renders, so let me know what you think. And that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Of course, if you have any recommendations, please leave them down in those comments below. I'm always down to make more costumes because I just have a lot of fun doing this. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy, hit the like button, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out, and I hope you have an awesome day.